All right, we are live again. Happy Thursday, everybody. I am back. I'm excited to be here. So we got another Loving You for Life show. So I'm going to add a couple people and then we can get started. So we talking about let the dead bury the dead. I don't know how I came up with this one, but I was going through some turns and some shifts myself, and I was feeling this type of thing of letting go of the past and letting go of old behaviors, letting go of anything that does not resonate with the new me, that doesn't work for my present, anything that just won't help me be fruitful. So that's what I pretty much came into. Let the dead bury the dead. And I got the reading, got the sleeping, and got the reading, got the sleeping. And I thought about it like, this message is not for everybody. Everybody is not here. I'm here, but I'm not here in every area. It's a certain portion that I'm ready to let go of. So I understand how each day that we wake up is another opportunity to start new. I get that. Everybody not ready for that. Everybody don't want that. They say they want it, but everybody not ready to put their whole self in. It's kind of like hokey pokey. You got to put your whole self in if you want a new beginning, or something will be hurting you that you left behind. So this is not for every person. Every person is not prepared. Every person is not ready to go into a new you type season. Everybody not ready. Some people still in the breaking process. Some people still in shock of what they're going through. Some people is still in the past. Some people don't even know that there is an issue within themselves or around them. So everybody is not a part of this. We talk about going into the new year. We talk about counting down. We talking about becoming new in 2020, this fresh start, new beginnings, money, mind, soul, spirit, finances. We talk about all this new stuff, but everybody not ready for it. You got to be radical to fight out of your old to get to your new. You got to have a made up mind. You got to be strong. You got to be fierce. You have to be faithful to yourself to get to this other part of your new self. So everybody is not ready to let the dead bury the dead. I put a couple of questions on my page this week, and I was talking about little different situations about the past and letting go of the past. And I think that's a hard thing to do because the past is so familiar. The past is so comfortable. I am used to living my life. Now you want me to take myself out of this life and create something new? It almost feels backwards. It almost feels strange. But a lot of us need it. Some of us need to walk into some new things. Now you might need a new mind. You might need to stop thinking the things that you think. You might need to erase old memories. You might need to let go of these visuals in your mind. You might got stinking thinking. You might have a mindset that is very doubtful and very negative, and you just need a new mind. It kind of reminds me of thinking about the Wizard of Oz right now for some reason. I don't know why. But what do you need? Whatever you think you need, that's what your new thing is going to be, and that's that dead thing that you will leave behind. So you got to really evaluate yourself and think about the things in your life that does not work for you. You might need a new word. You might need new speech. You might need a new way to talk. You might want to get rid of some of the things that you say. You might want to change some of these cliches that don't match up with truth or don't match up with scripture. You might want to change some of the things that you say that don't manifest the things that you want. You might just need a new way of talking. So you have to figure out what you need. Think about it. You might need, last week we talked about perspective. You might need some new eyes. You might need new sight. You might need to see things totally different from the way you saw them before. I know I'm one of them. You might just need to erase what you've seen and try to see new things inside of old things. Whatever the case is, you're going to be burying some thoughts behind. You're going to be burying some mental things behind you. You are going to be burying some words that you used to say. To become new, you got to be ready for this, and not everybody is ready for this. It might break traditions for you to be new. You might have to leave some people behind that you truly love and trust. You might have to come out from amongst them and become something new. And you might have to do it alone. So let the dead bury the dead. What are those dead things in your life? What is going on in your life that is not fruitful, that is not multiplying, and that is not living? My daughter. I go to my daughter's house and she has flowers in her house. Beautiful. You can even smell it when you come through the door. You smell the living. It has life. But there's going to come a time when some of these branches and some of these leaves are going to go dead. And she's going to have to remove them if she want to keep the wholeness of the plant. That's how it is in our life. It might be your spirit, your old nature, your old man that you want to release and change from. You might not want to feel the way you used to feel. You might want to feel totally different. You might want to feel more positive, more happy, more lighter, more joyful, more happiness. You might not want to carry the same spirit that you used to have. So something has to die so something can be new. Not everybody is going to be ready for this, because some of us like to hold on to what we are used to. And sometimes we are blinded to believe what we're doing now is right. But if you can look at the facts and you can compare notes to what you want to be, where you want to go, compared to where you are, you might be able to see that it's time for some changes. Let's talk about health. Even if you want your health to be better, which is me. I talk about it all the time. You might want your health to be better, but there are some things about your health that is unhealthy that you refuse to let go of. Those things will have to die if you want to become new and healthy. Not all sickness is unto death. You can be healthier. I don't care what's going on in your body, but you can be healthier, especially if you feel good. So think about some areas in your life that you want to bury, that is dead, that is not helping you, that is hindering you, that is taking you away from where your goals are, that's taking you away from that success level that you want to have, and get rid of it. Not everybody is going to want to do this, because it takes a sacrifice for you to let go of something that you're used to, for you to let go of something that you think is right that is not right. Even scripture talk about that. A way that seems right to find out that it's not right. So think about those things. Some people are stuck in those things, and everybody is not going to do them. You can talk all this talk, get ready for the next year. You get ready to count down, but everybody won't be burying the dead. A lot of us will be bringing over dead things with us. We will carry it with us because we're so used to having it. We're so used to being a part of it. It is a part of my life. How can I go without that? How can I go without him? How can I go without her? How can I let go of that job? How can I stop talking like that? I'm used to it. People are going to think I'm strange for trying to be new. People are going to think I'm strange because I speak different. There is a sacrifice to become new, because the people that's around you today, they don't know that person. This is a new person. You're going to have to actually introduce yourself to the people you know from the past. Don't it hurt to be the oddball when you've been the oddball all this time? But that's what you're going to be. You're going to be in a strange place. You're going to be in a new place. You're going to be in a place you don't know nothing about. You'll be finding your new identity. You'll be finding your new self. You'll be speaking different, thinking different, feeling different, seeing different, being more healthier, being more financially stable, because you'll let go of those financial bad, unhealthy behaviors that we always do. We spend too much. Sometimes we save too much. Sometimes we don't invest. Sometimes we don't give. Sometimes we don't do charity. It's so many things that we can let die. Let the dead bury the dead. And if you go so far into the book of Luke, it even say, let the dead bury their dead. That's even deeper. Check the word out on that. Dead things. Things that is hindering us. Things that don't make us happy. Things that don't make us smile. You know how hard it is to smile sometimes? I remember a point in my life, all I can do is laugh because it was easy. Burst out, you're done. But smiling, being satisfied with your life, that's another story. So you have to think about those things that's causing you pain. Think about those things that's not doing anything for you and keeping you at a standstill where you almost flatline. Think about things in your life that no longer produce good fruit for you and yours and what you want to become. And those are things that you want to bury once and for all. Will it try to come up? Yes, it will try to come up. So let me see. I wanted to talk to y'all about this post that I had made. Let me go to it real quick. I posted this the other night. It was some situations that was going on over the weekend, and I was just meditating on things that was happening, and this person was going through some things. They had a point of their life where they actually got to close the door on something that was normal, that feels good, but it wasn't producing. It wasn't producing towards where they want to go. And that makes a person feel lost. Can you imagine that feeling? Like, I got to close the door on some things that I'm used to, some things that I love, some things that I care about, and I got to do it for the greater good? That's a bad feeling. So I was trying to encourage this person. And you can only encourage to a certain level, because you can see the countenance on their face if you're getting in or not. The truth is, it wasn't so much about the thing that they had to leave. It was more about being lost and not knowing where to go. That'll hurt you more. So I understood the pain. It wasn't so much about closing the door. It was more about being lost and where to go next. If I close this door, I'm lost right here. I got to find direction. I got to commit to it. I got to believe in it. I got to walk in it. And I don't even know what it's going to be. That's a bad place to be. To be lost. And you woke all at the same time. So I prayed for that person. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And I got to thinking about times in my life where I had to do this very thing. And sometimes, y'all, you don't get a chance to make this decision for yourself. Sometimes this thing is done for you. That's another level too. See, the person I was talking to, they was making a decision to close the door on the past. They was making it themselves. They initiated it. They took stance. They took authority. They didn't have to be pushed. They was convicted. They accepted. They were obedient. They confessed it, and they committed to it. But now they lost. I thought about when I went through the exact same thing, but it was done to me. That's a rough place to be. That means I have been doing the same thing, cycle after cycle after cycle after cycle. And I never came to a point when I set my authority down and say, stop. I need to do something new. I didn't do that. So instead of me volunteering myself to have a better life, somebody did it for me. Can you imagine the pain? Can you imagine the difference between the one person who initiated and the one who don't? God will do that to you. So I hope that everybody's on time. I hope that we all are spiritually aligned up with God and what he wants for us. Because if we don't let go of this dead stuff, he will take it from us. And that might be even more to cry about. Because now it's being told, it's tearing away from you. And it's nothing that you can do. So it's like God is looking out for my best, but I don't like it. That's a different situation to be in. And you have to thank God for the people who tear themselves away from you. Sometimes you got to be thankful that you didn't get the job. Sometimes you got to be thankful that you was fired. Sometimes you got to be thankful that you was pushed, blocked, restricted, not wanted, not needed, uninterested in you. Because that's the moment that God is protecting you. That rejection is protecting you so you can do something else. You've been spinning around and wandering in the same spot over and over again, so he got to come up with something else. And you refuse to look at it by sight. Remember I said some of us might need a new sight. If you don't see it, then God will come in and intervene on your behalf, and he'll tear it up or he'll tear it down. But he will make sure you are in position for what he wants you to do. So when I got to thinking about what that person was going through, then I got to think about how mine was done for me. I didn't initiate it. They tore away from me. Then I got to thinking about how I came out of it. Because I began to accept what was rejected. I began to accept the tearing away, the stripping, the falling down, the removal of something that I was holding on to that was dead. It had no more life in it, no more substance, no more growth. And when I began to accept it, I realized, hey, I initiated too. I choose to accept what was no longer working for me. And then that's when it becomes a blessing. So I had prayed for this person. I got ready to lay down, and this whole paragraph had came upon me. I'm talking about the whole paragraph. So I put it on my page. It says, when you willingly close a door to find your true self, God will walk you to your purpose. You have officially loved yourself and conquered self-worth. And then I said goodnight. So I sent this to the person, not knowing how much it was going to bless me at the same time. And when I sent it to them, they thanked and praised God for it. But when I got ready to lay down, I said to myself, we really do go through a lot of stuff here on earth. It's always something going on. There's always something happening. You can't even keep up with the drama of the day. It's just too much always happening. And then when I laid down and I got to thinking more and more about that, I started being grateful and thankful that I walked away and closed doors in my life. And even the doors that had closed on me that I didn't volunteer myself to close them, I started being thankful that they were closed. And just this praise and this humility just came over me. I'm like, I thank God for that. I really have released some dead things. I really have buried some stuff. I really have let the dead bury the dead. Not and more than the situation, but I even let go of the person who did it. I released them, and I released myself. I pardoned them. I excused them. I thank God for them of being strong enough to do their obedience for my obedience. All things work together, right? So I'm thinking about this, like, wow. So I got rid of this, and then I got rid of that, and then I got rid of this, and I got rid of that. And I feel good about myself. I won't pat myself on the back like, you did that. You let go a lot of stuff that most people can never let go. As it got quiet and as it got silent, I started to see other things I haven't let go of. And I knew it. But I wasn't conscious of that it was the same thing. It's just a spirit. It's just flesh. I was so happy about what I call big that I let go, that I refused to look at the small things that I call small that I haven't let go, which is the same spirit of flesh, things that entice me. And I said to myself, well, why can't I do the same thing that I did with the big things with the so-called small things? And I got to sitting in that thing, and I got to rocking as I rocked myself to sleep. I don't know why. And I said to myself, because I think I have arrived, I thought I was okay. See, I said to myself, being a God with a little G, that it's okay for me to live with these things. It's just not okay for me to live with those things. So when I got into my core of myself, I realized there are some more things that I need to let go of. There are some more deep, in-depth things inside of me, as my Aunt Kim say, in the shonder, that I have not let go of because I'm used to them. You can think about yours too. These are the things you've been living with for decades. See, I done got rid of some stuff that I went through for a summer, for a season, for a year. But what about those things you've been living with for decades? I'm talking about decades and decades and decades. You've been living with it so long that it's a part of you. And you might think it's so common because the enemy likes to deceive us and tell us that we have arrived. We're okay with those things. Yeah, I'm okay with it because I'm used to it. These are my friends. My unhealthy behaviors are my friends. The toxic things that I'm addicted to, they are my friends. I've been addicted to them forever. Don't touch them. I realized that I needed more healing, more things to bury. I am not done yet. I am not finished yet. Just thinking about, for one thing, my health. I'm like coming to myself thinking about, well, it's okay. I made it through the big stuff. I am telling myself it's okay to be unhealthy. That's the same thing I did with the big stuff. So what's the difference? Deceiving nature. Being deceived by my own talk. I talk myself right into living with this same issue. How many more years do you want to go? Think about the deep things. We are not done yet. It is so many levels to us. It is so many things that's harming us that we've been living with it since we was a kid, these behaviors, and we feel like it's normal and it's a part of us. And don't worry about that now. The devil is a lie. So when God is constantly healing, some of you all think you might not need healing, and you do. You just used to living with that thing for so long, it became a part of you. So that's something to think about. And it really blessed my soul when I gave him that message and I thought about that. And I said, it's time for us to release more things. It's time for us to bury some more things that is not good for us. But we have to know what's good for us. The reason why I think we have a hard time in letting go of these deep core things is because, like I said, we familiar with it. We used to it. Like, how can I live without this drink? How can I live without that candy? How can I live without that cigarette, that drug, whatever your thing is? How can I not live without that? It's a part of me. It's my life. It's who I am. It's not bothering me. And I got to thinking to myself, I'm sitting here saying to myself that these small things do not bother me. That's because I don't know how it will bother me in the future. I'm playing myself. I'm telling myself that this is fine, but what's going to happen when these same deep-rooted things come out decades from now? And I'll be sitting there looking stupid because I have programmed myself and told myself that these small things won't hinder me today, but those small things will hinder you tomorrow. So let's stop being deceived by the enemy. We need to take account of all the dead things that's going on inside of us and begin to release them one by one. Like I told you, everybody not ready for this because those things that I'm talking about that's deep inside of me, I wasn't ready for it. I was so pissed at myself, I couldn't even sleep. I'm like, you mean to tell me I can't let this go because I'm not used to being without it? Yeah. I'm selling my soul for what? What you selling your soul for? What you selling your health for? Think about that. It is something deep to think about. So I made some changes and I'm about 3 days in and I'm happy about it. Got to fight that enemy. Okay, another thing. I had put this on here. Why do you think so many people stop living their best life after loved ones die? Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I am not good in this area. Death, I can't even get it. Everybody handle this in different ways. But I don't want to talk about that portion today. But what I do want to talk about is, let the dead bury the dead. That might sound so rude, but I'm not talking about in the physical form because they're not here. How about this? Some of us is holding on to loved ones that are no longer here on earth to a point where it's affecting our life, our present, our future. That's dead by itself. That's a spiritual death. So they're gone, and you're going to allow them being gone to kill you? They wouldn't even want that for you. Like I told you, this is not for everybody. Everybody not prepared to let go. And you won't be letting go forever. You'll be letting go of the things about the person being gone that's stopping you from living your best life. How can someone that you love stop you from living your best life? I understand shake you up. I ain't talking about that. I understand grieving and it takes some time. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about your overall life. I know people who have stopped, done, refusing to do anything more with their life because that person is gone. And I'm talking about good people in their life, people that they love and people that love them, people that wanted the best for them. And they will still stop their life and stop progressing, stop having their best life because they are gone. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And many times you think we'll say to ourselves to let it go. But in these type of situations, it's us holding on. That's totally different. So you make sure you check and see what you holding on to and what's holding on to you. It's a difference. So pay attention to those things. I don't want to get too deep into that because every case is different. But overall, just because or when our loved ones are gone, we don't want to stop our life. We don't want to stop our life. I speak to too many people who refuse to love again, who refuse to buy another house because they had a house when that person was alive. And I don't want to go to Mississippi because that person died is going to remind me of that, and I can't get on boats, and I don't want to go over there. It's too much of that. At a certain point, you got to let go. You have to let go, and you have to live your life. So that's something for us to think about. Okay, I'm going to go forward, and then we almost done. Here's another one. Why do you think some people hold on to pain and betrayal? Why do we carry it emotionally day to day in our relationships and our accomplishments? This is happening so much. Unforgiveness is stealing our life. Unforgiveness is taking away the essence of life. It's sucking our oxygen. It's a killer. It's a silent killer. Unforgiveness is a silent killer. It kills us. It robs us from everything that we want that's beautiful, that's peaceful, that's joyful, everything that's good. It takes us away from that. Because some kind of way, I think people sometimes think that if I forgive you, I'm letting you back in my life. Ain't nobody said nothing about no reconciliation. I'm talking about releasing them, letting go. If you do not let go, it will steal your life. And you will take that emotion and you carry it with you everywhere you go. Many of us women deal with this. We really do. I deal with it. But I recognize it. And if you can recognize it, you can pray for it, you can speak it, you can confess it, then it won't hinder you as much. You'll be breaking. But you cannot keep going on and on and on, allowing these people, men and women, to steal the joy out of your life. Forgiveness is for you. It is for you. It is your gift. It's your release. It's your restart of your spirit, of your mind, of your soul, of your emotions. When you do it, you get to restart. What if I was to tell you and was able to scientifically show you that unforgiveness is taking away your happiness? What if you found out that you can be 30% more happier right now if you just let go of what someone done to you, who made you mad, who betrayed you, who hurt you? What if you knew that? Well, you know that because it's true. You got your energy still in their pocket. Take your energy away from these people. Some of these people is dead. Some of these people is so far away from us. And they're holding on to pieces of our energy. And that takes away our happiness and our joy. And you wondering why you can't concentrate. And you wondering why every time you read your words, you fall asleep. And you wondering why every time you think of one thing, you end up thinking of another thing. And you wondering why you have no self-control of when you scrolling, it's an hour later. Because you lost your self-control in life, because your energy is everywhere with all these people. take it back. We cannot live like this. I'm not saying eat a Happy Meal with these people. What I'm telling you is you deserve to have peace. You deserve to have what's yours. You deserve to have a peace of mind. And you deserve to be clean and to be clear. So when God is doing what he's doing, your name not on the list. I release them. So you can give them wrath, or you can redeem them. Whatever you want to do it. I release them. And not only that, then maybe God can forgive you. Because don't be like me. Don't think just because you don't do the big things no more that it's not more stuff that's settling inside of you that you need forgiveness for. If you really looked at yourself and realized how much forgiveness you need and how much you want it, you will forgive these people. Not for them, because you want to be free. So just think about that, because that's going on a lot. I don't know. I said I wasn't going to bring this up, but I'm bringing this up. I don't know much about this court case that's going on. I try to stay away from all that type of stuff. I try to stay right here. Because, as I put on here, we can carry things emotionally day to day in different situations and even in our accomplishments. You ain't never won something or made it to a certain height in life and you ain't the happiest you should be and you think something wrong with you. Because it's a lot of stuff going on inside of you. So I try to stay away from things that I know will hinder me emotionally. So it's this court case pick. Everybody got this pick going around. I don't know what's happening in it. But I tell you one thing I saw. I saw forgiveness. And I appreciated the forgiveness that I saw. I saw a black boy hugging a white woman. And I don't even care about the color. But I saw forgiveness. I'm telling y'all. I understand everybody got their own views and all that other stuff, because when you feel different now, it's like you hate it. You hate it when you feel different now. But in the last days, these things will happen. But the point that I'm trying to make is, how many times do we get to see forgiveness? It is not too many times you get to see forgiveness like that. And it shocked me because of that. Now I got to go deeper and find out what's going on. But the point that I'm saying is, people are against good and bad. They can't make their mind up no more. We against everything. We got to learn how to be okay with God's will and the things that he's doing upon this earth. He ain't dumb. He got it. I brought that up to say forgiveness is real. And I even saw some people posting things like, that's forgiveness too quickly. Who is you? I rebuke that spirit. But people was even saying forgiveness, and that's too quick, or that's too this and too that. That's actually the way it's supposed to go. I've never done it, but that's actually the way it's supposed to go. I've never forgave someone that quickly over something so serious. So now he's released. He can go free. He has more freedom, and he made a big accomplishment for his life that these eyes could never see. You can't see it, but that don't mean that something is not happening. A lot of us need to take off these earthly eyes and see spiritually. He is no longer, using him for example, no longer carrying that emotion day to day in his relationships and his accomplishments. So be very, very careful of that. All right. I talked about it stealing. Talked about unforgiveness stealing your life. Okay, so I'm done with all that. All right, here we go. It's a choice. I choose to not be the same. I pray that you guys choose it too. We might can't do everything at one time, but find that little piece in you, that thorn in you, that thing in you, and fight against that thing and become new. You deserve it. You deserve to be new. You deserve to be better. You deserve to be happy. You deserve everything that you are supposed to have. And it'll be a shame for you to receive things and you're not in the present and the feeling of it, and you can't recognize what's good no more. Do not allow these people that hurt you and cause you pain and cause you sleepless nights to take away the very thing of a heart and a gift of love. Don't let them take that from you. It's time for us to let go and make sure things is not holding on to us. So that's everything that I had. Let me see what y'all talking about. Anybody got any comments? Anybody got any questions before I get out of here? Let me see what y'all talking about. Amen. We got to fight the enemy within before we fight the enemy on the outside. It is very, very true. And some people think that the enemy is you and me. It's you. Every time you get angry about the way somebody else behave, every time you get angry about the way somebody else think and their views, something is wrong with you. It is not them. It's always you first. We got to go in before we go out. Unforgiveness is a silent killer. It will kill you. It'll eat you alive. It will sit inside of your body and it will rot you to death. They will come up with all types of names to give you, from cancer all the way down. You will go from a migraine to this, to that, to that, to that. You have to keep that pressure level. Don't let nobody blow you and then let them blow you again and blow you again. You cannot afford for your pressure to go up and down like this. You can't afford it. You got a future. You got grandkids and great-grandkids. You cannot afford it. You know how much I used to sit with my doggone heart going up and down, beating and pumping all different types of ways because of some outside stupidity that don't mean nothing to my future? Don't do that. Don't hurt yourself. It's too many, especially women. It is so many of us that deal with this stress. Consistent stress. Not stress here. Get better, work it out. No, we going back and forth. We sitting in stress for too long a periods of time. We sitting with these migraines and these headaches for long periods of time. We don't deserve to do that to ourselves. Be thoughtful of that. I don't know what we got to do. Let the dead bury the dead. Move around. Get loose. You're going to have to do something. Find something that brings you joy. Be righteous. His spirit is free. Amen. Amen. Go to the mirror first. All right. Go to the mirror first. I like that. I'm going to make a change for once in my life. Okay, I can't sing because then I'm be coughing. I'm going to feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. Somebody sing it with me. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. Man in the mirror, look at yourself. Find you a song, get your life, get it together. Hey, if somebody in this house is watching me on live right now, can you please come down and press the finish button? That would be nice. All right, I want y'all to listen to that. Man in the mirror. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make a world a better place, take a look. And actually, you really can't make the world a better place, probably no more. But you can make your house a better place. You can make your job a better place. Just your circle. Work on your circle. Get to everything else later. If you want to make a world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. Na 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 na. All right, I love you all. I will not be here next Thursday. I'll see you after that. Bye-bye.